Yeah,
Okay.
All right, guys, looks like we're going live. Get
welcome.
ready.
Play.
Let me know when you can hear us or see us over on Facebook.
Are we ready to go, Alana?
Oh, yes, we are live.
Okay, we are live, everyone. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, welcome to our Facebook group. Welcome to our
Yes.
Facebook Live. Welcome to our Facebook group. David Green and I, the Einstein and Wall Street here, Wall Street Global Trading Academy Facebook group. Welcome. I'm so glad you all came here today. Little technical difficulty. I hope you all see that. Wait for it. If you're watching this live, hashtag live below. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay below. Today, we're going to talk about markets. I know everyone's feeling the pain, the fear, the panic, and all that. But for us, if you've got David Green flying your plane, today is the day you want to be in this market. Incredible reversals, capitulation, consolidation. It's awesome. Today, we're going to talk about this market as it is today. But what we are planning on doing is relaunching our course, Wall Street Global Trading Academy, on Monday at 6 p.m. with a live. If you go on to that and sign up for it, you will be offered a deal that no one else has been offered yet on our course. All that being said, today's market sold off 550 early this morning. Bitcoin basically cut in half. We're seeing incredible retracement. We're here with David Green. I am the moderator in chief. Squarespace is just about, that's the opening of Squarespace here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. I'm going to pitch it to David Green. He's flying this plane, guys. There is no one else you want live trading this market than David Green in a market like there is today. Pitch to you, David. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Peep to my room. Are you seeing us on Facebook now? You got to click a little arrow or something to get us, right? Yes, yes, yes. I think everybody is good now. All right. So a little introduction for everybody who is here. Let me share my charts with everybody so we can see that. Oh, I need to be made the host. If you can make me the host.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
So we can share our charts. So what is mine?
Go, David, go.
What is mine and Peter's goal with our whole Facebook group, right? And can't see it. All right. Don't worry about it. Our goal in here in the Facebook group is to educate people about trading, but not only trading. We're going to talk about day trading. We're going to talk about swing trading. We're going to talk about, more importantly, life. And believe it or not, there's a lot of correlations between trading and life, right? So we are here to help people. That is our goal. Day trading is an extremely difficult thing to do, especially if you don't have any clue as to what it is. But it should not be intimidating to people. It's a skill that can absolutely be learned. As Peter said, at some point in the future, we'll talk about courses and stuff like that. But today is a day to answer questions that any of you guys have about anything that has to do with trading. So you guys start popping questions in there, and we will answer them as we go. I want to show you guys a couple of things that happened today. I know there's a lot of people that trade Bitcoin out there, right? Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. So if you guys, can everybody see my charts, Pete? Are they able to see my charts?
No, not yet.
Not in the
Okay,
Facebook group?
make David the host. Let him show his charts.
Yes, you are the host now.
Hold on, here we go. Bingo, bango, bongo. All right, let's see if everybody can see our charts. Give me a little thumbs up if everybody can see my charts.
Yes, sir. We got him,
Yes.
baby. Go.
All right, good.
Tell us about this
So I have never traded Bitcoin in my life. Okay, I'm not a Bitcoin guy. I don't know a lot about it, but that was until today. Okay, today was the first time in my life that I actually traded Bitcoin, and we did it a couple of different ways. There were some stocks that you could trade that were based on Bitcoin, but I want to show you guys my chart or my graph, and let's explain a little bit what this is first. Okay, this is what we call a chart. In this chart, it tracks exactly where the stock is trading at the moment and where the stock has traded for the entire day. And you see we have all these lines and dots and things in our chart. That's what we call our technical analysis. And that's what helps us to decide when we are going to make trades in our stocks. So I want to show you guys something in Bitcoin that happened today. And this is a good example for everybody out there when we talk about and Peter can talk a little bit about this. Bulls, bears, and pigs in the market, right, Pete? You want to talk about that for a second and what happens to those kinds of people?
Absolutely. I think look, what's so great about us doing this for today is this. We've seen a market go up for the last 9 months, a year and change. And everybody thinks it's a get rich quick scheme. They think that you can just press a buy button and make money. Today, David's premise is never turn a winning trade into a losing trade. David's premise is that there are vacuums in these stocks that have been up multi-digit percentages over the last 8 to 10 months. And I know there are people who got into Bitcoin at $60,000 and they got into GameStop at $158 or $480. And they think that a stock that's retraced 10%, 20, 30%, it's got to be a buy. It's got to be going back. Wrong. That is a mistake. That's exception. The bottom line is we're trying to put the probability in your favor that stocks that have gone from 2,000 to 60,000 and they actually are suddenly not in favor for one day or one moment and they start retracing 10,000 points at a clip does not mean that at a $10,000 discount it's time to buy it, or at a $20,000 discount it's time to buy it. There's technical analysis, there's charts, there are trends, there are charts that we will teach you, that David will teach you, where the probability is. Look at this graph, ladies and gentlemen. We've got pivot points, we've got moving averages, we've got relative strength index, we have criteria that sets it up for you guys to have the probability of winning more times than losing. Today was the most extraordinary opportunity, an example of this, because we saw Bitcoin go from 60,000 to 33,000 and then retrace again 10,000 points up. I promise you, people who didn't take profits up above are sitting out on a stoop, drinking Hennessy and smoking Camel Straights right now. I guarantee people who started buying it at 50,000, at 40,000, trying to average into a bad position are also out there on the stoop. But the bottom line is people who are in David's room, people who are now going to go on and learn from Wall Street Global Trading Academy, who are going to join us on Monday at 6 p.m. for the discount rate of the new launch of our course, are going to be able to find out where did David buy Bitcoin this morning, or Mara, and where did he get out of the stock, and how is he able to preserve his portfolio. Go, David.
Yeah, so let's talk about a couple of things. Let's separate trading from investing, okay? Because they are totally different things. What we do in the green room and what the course is going to teach you is trading. Day trading, swing trading, options trading. And it's a completely different ball game, okay? We try to get short-term gains in our stocks during the day that add up to bigger amounts of money at the end of the day, the end of the week, the end of the month, and the end of the year. We do not hit home runs, okay? I was on a floor with Peter 35 years ago, just to give you a little background on me for those of you who don't know. We basically started working there at the same time, right? I started in 85. I think Pete was 84, maybe?
85.
85. Okay, so I started out as a squad, as did Peter, running messages back and forth and tubes and all other stuff. Basically the lowest job you can possibly have on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. And I have seen this movie, as has Pete, about 50,000 times before, okay? And that's what leads to a lot of the trades that we do. You know, I've seen this movie a billion times. Trading is completely separate from investing. You guys want to talk to me about long-term investing? We can help you with that also, okay? I've had a lot of people come into my room in the past month or so that have had such major losses in some of these stocks that they got involved in. And it just makes me feel horrible. And you get caught in the hype in these things, and 99% of the time, it's the absolute wrong thing to do. I'll show you some charts in a minute of stocks that just got so out of hand that we did not touch until they went down 200, 300, or 400 points in some cases. So with trading, stay away from that. Don't get involved in a hype. So let me just show you an example here of Bitcoin, all right? And people ask, this is today.
Guys,
this is today. People ask me about Bitcoin every single day. And
we're not recommending it.
No, I never recommend anything. We make suggestions. We look at places where we think things might happen, but we never tell anybody what to trade. Let's get that clear right away. Everybody pushes their own buttons. You're all responsible for your own trading. But we have watched Bitcoin in 4 weeks go from 65,000 to 30,000. And today was the day that almost to the penny, it hit our 65 EMA. That's my gold line down here. So that is a technical analysis point on the chart telling us where the stock might stop going down and start going up. And when we see a stock go down 30,000 points, in a couple of weeks, there's a pretty good chance that the odds are going to be in our favor. And this is what we try to do on every single trade that we do. Put the odds in your favor. People tell me all the time that day trading is gambling. Well, I say bullshit to that, okay? If me and Peter were going to open up a bakery tomorrow and we didn't know how to bake, what do you think our chances of success would be, right? Zero, none. I don't know anything about baking. Well, a lot of people get caught in this hype in these stocks that are going on, and they think they're just going to go up forever. Nothing goes up forever, okay? And whenever you're in a trade, even if it's for a long-term investment, right? I've owned Apple for 25 years. I sell Apple from time to time. You have to. It's just prudent in anything that you're doing to take profits from time to time so that when something like this happens, you can get back into it and start to accumulate again. But this was our technical analysis point. It happened actually before the market opened today. And the stock, I'm going to show you, I think this morning, got to right above $30,000. Let's go all the way back to the morning. Here it is. Insane. It got to $30,205. And this is where we said, okay, guys, we've now gone down 33,000 points. We have a technical place on our charts telling us where to buy it. I think the odds of Bitcoin going down from here are very small. And there's about a 90% chance that we're going to get a bounce from this. Did I think we were going to go up 10,000 points from there today? No, but we have. We are now up 10,000 points from that level, okay? So if you had never traded Bitcoin before, which a bunch of people in my room had not done, and they were asking me, where's a good entry point? Well, today was about the best entry point you could possibly have, and it's gone up 30% in 3.5 hours from there. So this is just one example. Everything, and this is a little longer term chart, but even if I slow this down to shorter term charts and I go to a 5-minute chart, the same opportunities are going to present to us on a 5-minute chart as they would on a daily or weekly chart. We just have to learn all the techniques. I'm looking at Tesla here, right? And this is a 5-minute chart, much shorter term. And we had a little level to short the stock at about $565. It hit a resistance level. Well, from there, it went a little bit above it and then proceeded to go down $4. These are the kind of trades we look to capture intraday. And they happen sometimes 5 times a day, sometimes 10 times a day. I think we had 6 or 7 day trades today. I don't think we lost money on any of them. And this is what we're looking to capture. So huge distinction, guys, between investing and trading. And I want everybody to be aware of that. There's a gigantic difference between investing and trading. And day trading is not and should not be intimidating to anybody out there. Once we start talking to you guys a little more and answering your questions, and we talk about the course further down the line, we're going to teach you all these things. We're going to teach you how to put these lines in your charts. We're going to teach you how to read these charts so that you know when to make the trades and what makes sense for you to either be buying stocks or be selling stocks. That's what my goal is. That's what Peter's goal is. Since the pandemic started, and Pete can speak a little bit about this, how many retail traders, Pete, have come into the market since this pandemic when we hit our lows?
40 million.
Okay. So talk a little bit, Pete, about what's happened to a lot of those people.
Okay. Let's chat for a minute, guys. Let's look at the last year, right? February 12th of 2020, markets hit a record high. Pandemic came in, bottomed out at March 23rd, 2020. And we've had, for whatever reason you want to believe, or the reality of it, we've had the market that actually got back to even by August, and then it's been up multi-digit percentages since then. But what happened was the democratization of the retail trading world, that you can read about it through TD Ameritrade, Charlie Schwab, whoever you follow, you will see, and through the apps, whether it's Robinhood or any of the other small trading apps that you can access now on your phone. And I'm not recommending any of them or putting my weight behind any of these things. What I'm saying to you is that the barriers to entry to get into the market for a day trader or a longer term investor are been knocked down to the point where we've got this huge influx of new traders. Bottom line, though, is at the same time we had the Wall Street Bets, the Reddit guys. We've got a lot of people who are just following the internet, new, young, professional, uneducated traders just hitting buy buttons thinking the market will never go down again. We've seen people be told on the internet, hold the line. People who are willing to out there, willing to risk large sums of money that they made, all power to you. If you're a Reddit Wall Street Bets millionaire, I'm happy for you. If you're a Dogecoin millionaire, I'm happy for you. But our premise is way different. There are a lot of people who we don't hear about, who were told, who bought stocks way up high on that hype, on the mob mentality of it being a strategy of trading. And they were told, hold the line, and they turned a winning trade into a losing trade. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. The bottom line is there are tens of thousands, perhaps millions of people whose accounts got blown up because they thought this was a get-rich-quick scheme, that it was gambling, and they did not do the due diligence and get the homework of technical analysis, which David is one of the great educators in my 35 years. Hold on, where'd I go? Sorry. My opinion is one of the best. David is my go-to to understand what's going on in the market. And what I really want to interpret for what just David said about the Bitcoin story, because we are not advisors, we don't pick stocks, we don't even know, David does not even know sometimes what stock he's trading. It's not about opinions, it's not about earnings and guidance, it's about price action and probability to win using technical analysis. That's the bottom line here, guys. So what a great day to do this, because the market, look, when the market goes on fire sale, most people are literally just running for the hills. They're scared to death, right? They're panicking. And the bottom line is, if you listen to David Green and his posture about day trading, is this is a generational volatile time in history where if you've got the probability through technical analysis to actually have the tools to trade this market, you will never have an opportunity like this again. It doesn't matter what stock you're trading. We're not about opinions. We're not here to recommend anything. We're trying to help educate you. And David is doing that. I'm your crazy motivator in chief here. But David is a master educator.
Got that right.
Thank you. He's a master educator. And the bottom line, guys, is today is a great example of where people were running for the hills. They're panicking. This is a trading places moment, guys, right? I can feel it out there. They're panicking. Everybody needs a G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. Let's get real. I guarantee you, and we saw this with GameStop, we saw it with Labu, David's got many examples, okay, where stocks had run up far overextended, up from 80 to 183, from 20 to 483, Bitcoin from 2,000 to 63,000. And on when stocks finally are no longer in favor for a minute, a day, a week, or a month, and they start retracing, everybody who does not know technical analysis is going to think down 10,000, it's got to be a buy, down 20,000. That is wrong, and it's so wrong. And today's a perfect example of that. I promise you, people got their accounts blown up who've been waiting around for Bitcoin to go on sale. Finally, they saw it drop $10,000 today, and they thought that's the time to buy it. Wrong. That's like throwing a dart at a board in the dark, guys. David showed you the spot where the vacuum suddenly shrunk down, where it hit a pivot point, where we give you through technical analysis the probability that it's going to stop going down once it fulfills our three criteria: relative strength index, moving average, and pivot points. Stop going down and start going up, right? Every trade is not a winner.
That's right.
Guys, bottom line is,
let's
go.
Let's talk about that for a minute, okay? I'm sure everybody out here, or a lot of people who are here, have gone to a casino and gambled at one point or another, right? And everybody knows that over a period of time, if you gamble, you're going to lose because the odds are against you in every single game that you play. That's just the way it is. Can you have some winning things if you throw a dart on a board? Yeah, I mean, if we got anybody could go to a stock and say, okay, I'm going to buy it. I think it's going up from here. Or I'm going to short it. I think it's going down from here. But when we are trading, it's all about putting those odds in our favor. And the only way to do that is through technical analysis. That's how we do it. And I think last month we had an 85% win rate. This month so far, we're about the same thing. And guys and girls, sometimes we walk in here, not very often, and we don't trade at all. Imagine that, sitting at a desk for 5.5 hours during the day. And guys, nothing set up for us to do today. Oh, well, then we don't do anything. And then there are days like today and yesterday, we have 7, 8, 9, 10 trades, and maybe 9 of them work. The key to day trading especially is when we're wrong, okay? We admit it very quickly and we get out of the trade.
Risk management. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, risk management is the most important thing. Quite frankly, risk management, money management is one of the most important things in life. It's not just trading, okay? I have taught a crap load of poker players, and I'm sure there's a bunch of you out there, how to day trade. And the best poker players in the world, although you can bluff, it's a little different. But it's all about money management. It's what they do with their money once they get it, and how they dole it out, and what they're willing to risk in what situations, right? So we are not making a trade ever until our technical analysis puts the odds of that trade in our favor. And I know for beginning traders, two things happen with beginning traders. One, and this is most common, they're afraid to make a trade because they're going to lose money when they do it. That's the most common thing. I'm afraid to push the button, right? What's going to happen if I start losing money? And after a while, when you're using the proper technical analysis and money management, it becomes like second nature. And rather than me saying, oh my God, I might get in this trade, you're going to be saying, oh my God, I can't wait to get in this trade. And I go into every trade that I look at that sets up technically thinking I'm going to make money on that trade. You know why? Because the odds are in my favor. Doesn't always work. I mean, anyone who tells you they make money every day or in every trade they do is just full of shit. Okay, it's impossible. Nobody can do that. But if your losing trades are small and your winning trades are bigger and you make on more than you lose, you're going to make money. I can tell you that in my 5 years of having my trading room, nobody has ever blown up an account with me that has followed the rules. And that's not always an easy thing to do. We're human beings. It's amazing how we can stay in a trade, and you guys, you know, say yes if this has ever happened to you, how we'll stay in a trade and watch our money just disappear. And it doesn't happen by surprise. We know this is happening, right? And you're in a bad trade and you're down $100. And now you're down $200. And now you say, it has to go up. It can't go down anymore. And you double up on the trade. And before you know it, you've turned what should have been a $50 or $100 loss into a $2,000 or $3,000 loss. And that is very difficult to come back from. It just is. It puts you in a horrible mindset. It wants you to go in and then start chasing the money and doing things that you should not be doing just to get that money back. You know, I put a quote in our Facebook group, I think it was yesterday, and I said, trading is more about what's between your ears than what's on these charts. And that couldn't be more true. It just couldn't be. It's all about patience, discipline, and money management. That's it, right? We must have some questions. Do we have any questions we can answer for some people?
Alana, do we have any questions?
So far, they are just commenting about interestingly when BTC hit the weekly 65 EMA, RSI was 51.2. Joe Cat said.
Okay, guys, pop in some questions there about anything. It could be about money management. It could be about our moving averages. It could be about what's your biggest weakness? What are your strengths? What are you having problems with? We are here for you guys. You know, I could sit here and go through chart after chart after chart, and it's probably not going to help many people out there. Whereas if we get the questions, it's going to help people. All right,
Well,
let me answer this one, Pete. What is the targeted gain for a swing trade? Let's talk about that for a minute, okay? So, you know, if I was doing, we did Bitcoin today for a swing trade, and we did Mara for a swing trade, okay? So we were long Mara. Let's take a look for a minute. We were long Mara, and our average price was like, I don't know, $19. To me, okay, Rich, if I make $1.50, $2 on a $20 stock, my swing trade is over. Thank you very much. I'll take my money, I'll run, I'll look for the next swing trade. Bitcoin, we were looking a little further out, right? But I'll be honest with you guys, okay? I got out of Bitcoin, and I told everybody earlier, for when it went up like 5,000 points. I'm okay with that. That's good for me. It went up another 5,000 points. Am I an idiot? Maybe, maybe not. But Bitcoin was one I wanted people to stay in a little longer if they got in it. But I'm still taking profits when something goes up 5,000 points. I mean, come on, it's bulls, bears, and pigs. So it depends, you know, on the stock. It depends on the situation. I'll show you guys another one that we did not too long ago, Pete's favorite, which was Labu, which was the biotech index, right? And we watched this stock, again, look at this, ladies and gents, go from $185 to 71. and hit our 200 EMA. I mean, almost to the penny. And this was one where we recommended to people, we suggested this is a good price to enter if they would like. Most people took 25 to 30 points out of this trade in a few days. We went from 71 to 109 in a few days.
Okay.
Well, look, we got to, 1 second, Elena, throw some common sense into everything we do, right? Always, I tell everybody, whether it's day trading or swing trading, put some money in the bank. What's the worst thing that can happen? It keeps going up and you don't have as many shares. Gay Gazent, let's hope that is our problem, that we sold some and now it keeps going up. But what I don't want anyone doing is not selling any, and then we walk in tomorrow morning and Bitcoin's back at 30,000. How are you going to feel then, right? You're going to want to kick yourself in the head and you want to punch yourself in the face. So we don't do that, okay? We put money in the bank on every single trade. Yes, Elena.
Question from Matt. What is the RSI you look for to start looking at the trade?
Great trade. Great question. Okay, so we're using relative strength in a couple of different ways. And if everybody who doesn't know, my relative strength line is down on the bottom here in my chart. And you can see right now, maybe it's hard for you to see, but it's around 44 in Labu, right? Okay. I want to go to, let's go to Bitcoin this morning. When we're day trading, okay, day trading, I am looking for an RSI to be at least below 20 to tell me to buy something or above 80 to tell me to buy something. So let's look at Bitcoin.
You mean to sell something?
Yes, let's look at Bitcoin, okay? So a day trade or a swing trade, if a stock gets to a 20 relative strength or lower, I look to start buying. If it gets to an 80 relative strength or higher, I look to start shorting. This is probably the first time this has happened to Bitcoin in 6 months. Look at the time we recommended it. The relative strength in this was 17. 17 this morning.
20 or below, that's your number.
So 20 or below, we want to start buying it. Right. And there was another trade in it right here. Here, the relative strength was about 12. The relative strength at this point was 12 in Bitcoin. So the way we trade this is as soon as we see this green bar, and we're going to teach you that, this is what we call a far from moving average trade. We buy the stock and we get out of it somewhere in this bar. This bar alone, guys, was 32,340 to 34,440. This is 2,000 points, okay? So here's your signal to buy. We get out of it somewhere in here. You make 1,000 or 1,500 points. This one I wanted to stay in longer term, but look at the relative strength, okay? When we get that low, it's telling us the stock is going to turn. If it's down, we look for a signal to tell us it's going to go up. And if it's up, we look for a signal to tell us it's going to go down. So we only use relative strength. If we get below 20, we look to buy something. And if we get above 80, we look to short something.
But that is also important for everyone to know within David's strategy is that is just one of the criteria for a far from moving average trade, right? One criteria is not enough to get into a stock, right? You need all the different criteria, how it sits with the relative strength index, how with the RSI, where the pivot points are, and the moving average trade. That's something we'll be happy to teach. David will teach you going forward, but that's just one of the criteria. One criteria alone is not enough a trade to make, ladies and
yes, we're going to have 5 different trading setups that we talk about that encompass anything a stock can possibly do, right? So I'll talk about them for a minute, okay? We're going to have what we call a far from. That is what we look for when we get below a 20 or above an 80 RSA. This is a far from moving average trade. And very simply, you can just look and see how far it was from our closest moving average, right? That's how we indicate a far from moving average trade. So we were at 34,000. We went 4,000 points away from that closest moving average. And we had the relative strength. Boom, that's a trading setup. We got 2 that set up. We're going to talk about a regular moving average trade. That is when a stock moves a significant difference and hits our 65 or a pivot point. We'll get involved in a trade. We're going to get involved in trades that are going sideways and doing nothing. So we're going to have a criteria for every single thing a stock can possibly do. Up, down, sideways, too far up, too far down, or a stock in a trend. And like trend trading, this is very important for everybody to realize, okay? I mean, this saying is older than me and Peter combined. The trend is your friend, right? When stocks are going up, don't fight the trend. And when stocks are going down, don't fight the trend. If a trend trade is setting up and a stock is going up, odds are it's going to continue going up. And if a trend trade is setting up and a stock is going down, odds are it's going to continue going down. What do we say? You know, if you were buying Bitcoin anywhere other than the spot that we liked, you're trying to catch a falling knife. That's what we call it, right? And when you try to catch a falling knife, what happens?
You get stabbed.
Yeah, you start to bleed, right? And this, my friends, is a falling knife.
Blood
So
in the streets, guys.
just
Unless
looking-
you wait for the pivot point.
Right, just looking at this chart, okay? Anyone who tried to buy it anywhere before here, where it told us it might go up a little bit, good. And then before here, where it told us it might go up a little bit. So again, this one's going down from 63,000, right? As Peter said earlier, people started buying it. First of all, some people bought it at 63,000, obviously,
Correct.
because it traded at that price, right? If nobody was buying it there, it wouldn't have traded there. Actually, it was 65,520 to be exact. So some people were buying it up there. And to Peter's point earlier, well, if it goes down 10,000 points at 55,000, which is right here, I got to buy more. And then if it goes 5,000 points to 50,000, I got to buy more. And by the time it gets here, they're selling it all because they have no more ammo or their account got a margin call and they're blown out of the trade.
Boom.
Right? That's what happens. Okay. Again, it's all about technical analysis, which there's no more throwing darts on the board if you're going to stay with me and Peter, even if it's just through this Facebook group. Okay. Here's what you have to ask yourself every time you make a trade from this moment in. Why? Why am I doing this trade? And if you say, because I think something's going to happen, you're in the wrong ballgame. All right. We try to think as little as possible in our trading, and we let our charts tell us where we're supposed to make trades. Two things are going to happen. They're going to work or they're not going to work. Right. And then the worst one is hope. Okay. If you're in a trade because you hope something's going to happen, you're in a bad trade. Hope is not a strategy in trading or in life. And I guarantee everybody out there who's listening to me has been in a trade where you're losing a lot of money. And sometimes we pray, and okay, that's nothing wrong with that. God, please let me get out of this trade and I'll never do this again. How many of us have been there, right? I've been there. Everybody in my room has been there. Well, if you're in that position, you know you're in a bad position. So let's not let that ever happen again. If we're wrong in a trade, we get out of the trade. We move on to the next trade. There's going to be another opportunity. And I know, guys, I yell and scream about this because this is what I'm most passionate about. I love the whole trading part of this. I love doing this. This is my life. I've never done anything else. I barely got out of high school. I didn't go to college. I've been doing this for 35 years. I've been teaching people how to do this for 15 years. And I just want to give people a legitimate shot at being able to do this. And it can be done. People, I have 120 people in my room. 60 of them are making a living doing this. Half the people that are in my room are doing this to make a living. The other half are combined of people who are happy making 50 bucks a day on average and people who are just learning how to do it. So you can take this to whatever level you want, but you gotta, and again, maybe being Peter isn't everybody's cup of tea. And maybe our techniques aren't your cup of tea. I'm okay with that. Go forth and prosper, but at least listen to the things that we're saying, because this is what trading is about, okay? It's not about, I think this stock might go up or I hope this stock might go up. It's about having a plan. And that goes from money management through technical analysis and everything else. So that's why I yell and scream about money management all day long, all day, because that's my biggest thing. That is the difference between people who can do this and people who can't. And if you've never, ever traded before, that's not even something to be intimidated by. As a matter of fact, some of those are my best students, okay? Because they don't have any of the bad habits that a lot of us have had and had to break. So if you're starting from a point where you're willing to just soak everything in and do the right thing right from the beginning, you actually have a better edge. What not to do is more important than learning what to do. I mean, that's just what trading's about. Go ahead, Pete.
I got to wrap up. I got to get to work. So I just wanted to let everybody know they can stay on with Dave for a little while. We're going to be doing more Facebook groups, but this is all setting up, guys, for our relaunch of the course that will be offered to everyone who goes in there on Monday, the 24th at 6 p.m. We'll be doing a live like this, and we will be releasing a launch of the course at a discount with offers that is no one seen before. We hope going forward, we're going to be doing interviews with some other great traders. We're going to be bringing you in a lot of great content and fun. We're doing stuff with Benzinga, U24 Capital out of Italy. We've got a lot going on here. We will talk about the course, please. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here just to talk to you. What a great day we've had here to give you the examples of where technical analysis is necessary. And on Monday, please, guys, everybody sign up there. Monday live, the Facebook group. Monday, 6 p.m., me and David for the relaunch of Wall Street Global Trading Academy. We're going to kick some butt and take some names and have a great day. Einstein on Wall Street out. David, you got this. And it's been a pleasure, sir. Thanks for your help.
Pete, love you.
Best partner in the world, guys. Later.
Yeah. So, guys and gals, one thing that's going to be really great about us, and again, nobody's here to sell you anything today, is that you become part of our family. When you purchase our course, everybody in my room, right now I have 125 people in my private trading room. It's about full. I don't think I can take any more people in there. But you become our family, okay? When we start selling the course, we're going to have mentorship every Thursday night forever. So you'll be able to come in. You'll be able to ask questions about anything that you want to ask questions about. You can pick my brain about longer term trades. You can get in touch with Peter. I've had a lot of people who recently joined me in my trading room that are stuck in some of these awful positions from some of these trades where they all got caught in the hype. You want to talk about a few of these guys? Mara. Got up to $60. Everybody got caught. Lost a lot of money. GameStop, $483. Just don't get involved in any of these things anymore. Fubo, another one. Every chart I'm going to put up, you know, these stocks got to such ridiculous levels where people got caught in them and, you know, they're just down. I've heard some horror stories that made me want to cry. $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. I wish they would have got to me before they get involved in a lot of this stuff. And that's what we were talking about earlier. You know, if you bought stuff when the pandemic first came out, all we've done is make money, but you had to have sold it, right? That's the whole thing. There's no such thing as a stock that's going to keep going up forever, right? So, you know, even let me show you guys a little Fubo here that was $62. This was the first spot we wanted to buy Fubo. But look, technically, that was around 15 bucks, guys. $15 Fubo hit a technical level and at least gave you a 30% gain from there. All these stocks that recently have done these things, Palantir, right? Oh my God, everybody loved Palantir at $45. I got to have me some Palantir, right? We bought Palantir a couple of days ago, and anybody who was with me in Benzinga or whatever, I think it was last week, we bought Palantir at $18.30, and we add to it at $16.50. That's where we bought Palantir. And we made 2 or 3 points on it. But all these stocks that did this and have destroyed a lot of people, let's not let that happen anymore, okay, to anybody. So once you're part of our family, we're going to help you with all that stuff. I mean, every one of these stocks. So just don't get involved in them anymore. Look, if you're not a day trader, I get it. That's fine. This isn't for everybody to do. Not everybody's meant to be a day trader, but there are millions of people out there who are doing this and they're fishing without a net, or they're throwing a line in the water and they don't have a hook on it and they're not going to catch anything. And those are the people that we want to help. Elena, do we have a couple more questions before we, Famuski?
Yes, from Joe. What is the max percentage of your capital you're willing to risk on a single trade?
That is a great question. That is a great question, Joe. So it's not about, here, let me show you my account. It's not about what we're going to risk on any individual trade, okay? When you open up a trading account, let's talk about this for a couple of minutes. So there's a few different kinds of trading accounts that you can open up, right? You can open a Wellbull or Robinhood account. It's a cash account. You can't trade with any more money than you have in cash. So if you have $1,000, you can't ever buy more than $1,000 worth of stock. Then you can open up a proprietary trading account, which you need a minimum of $5,000 to open up. You got to take some tests. You got to pass a couple of Series 57 and another test. And then you're eligible for a proprietary trading account. That's $5,000. What most people have who are doing this, certainly for a living or part-time, is what we call a retail trading account. And that's what you see up here. This is my Interactive Brokers retail trading account. And I have $27,400 in it. You need a minimum of $25,000 to avoid the pattern day trading rule, to be able to buy any stock you want, to be able to short any stock you want. And with the 27 grand, they will give you what we call buying power of up to 4 times what you have in your account. So at any point during the day, I can trade up to about $110,000 worth of any stock that I want. So if I buy, let's just say right now, okay, I'll put up Apple. All right. If I buy 100 shares of Apple right now at 124, that is taking up $12,400 of my buying power. If I wanted to, I could buy 1,000 shares of Apple right now, and I'd be using all my buying power, all $120,000 of it. But it doesn't mean I'm risking that money, right? It doesn't mean I'm risking it. If I buy 1,000 shares of Apple, I'm risking whatever my stop order is. So if I lose 50 cents, I lost $500. And if I make 50 cents, I made $500. So as far as the percentage of your count on each trade you do, that's not how we calculate it. As long as you have enough buying power in your account, anyone who has 25 to 26 grand can do anything that we do in this room. Either you start out trading 10 shares, which a lot of people in my room do. You build up your buying power and you can do more shares over time. Some people that come to me have $1 million to trade with, okay? And they say, Dave, I'm going to put $1 million into my brokerage account. And I say, you're absolutely out of your mind. Why would I let anybody do that? It's just silly.
Okay, now, David, let's wrap up.
Okay, guys, we got to wrap it up for today. We will be with everybody on Monday night, I think, right?
Yes, Monday, May 24th, 6 p.m.
All right, so Monday is our official launch. I will see everybody in that official launch. A special treat for anybody, guys, okay? The rest of today, tomorrow, and Friday, if you want to come join me in the live trading room, go to greenroom-live.com. Greenroom-live.com. Follow the instructions. Greenroom-live.com. Follow the instructions. Come into the room. You can hang out for the next 3 days. All right, guys. We'll see everybody on Monday night.
Okay. Please make me the host.
I will do that.
Thank you.